Okay, here we go, World of Warships, and I am driving my Belfast, the British Tier 7 Premium Cruiser. Again, this is the one I won during that contest. And we are on the Fault Line map. It's a standard battle, although if you take a look at the chat there, I'm saying I'll support the C point, but, well, you know. I have to be honest, I think the domination modes tend to work a little better because folks get a better idea of slightly better idea of where they need to go, what they should probably do. But that being said, fault line going down the 9-10 line is rarely a bad idea unless you push into just overwhelming firepower. So anyway, go into chat. And I start by saying, you know, I'll support C. And then McCain comes in, and he says he'll support the C as well, so good on him. But I also let the Kiev, that's right there in front of me, know that I've got his back. So, and that's kind of important, especially early on, because the Kiev is making that push down the 9-10 line, and he's likely to run into some enemy cruisers and destroyers, as you can see there. Now, overall, it's good matchmaking for Tier 7s. Well, there's a good handful of Tier 7s, but the poor Tier 5s, there's only a couple of them on each team. They're the ones who are actually going to be hurting, and speaking of which, well, there's the enemy Emerald, and he is not going to be doing that well, at least not as soon as I can find the range to him. Now, the Belfast, I like it. It's a good ship. It's like playing a Tier 7 Cleveland with some bonus consumables, basically. It's got it's got reasonably good range. But unlike the Cleveland, the shots don't go into low Earth orbit before they come back down, which means you can actually hit stuff that's further away than 10 or 12 kilometers, and depending on what you're shooting at, you can actually pretty reliably hit things out at full distance. In addition, it's got pretty good armor-piercing ammo, and it's also got pretty good smoke, which the Cleveland does not have. And unfortunately, you see me there hitting not my smoke, but my hydroacoustic search. But I immediately follow that up by hitting the search, hitting the smoke. I have got to get that little bit of that reflex killed. I am so used to playing the American DDs and hitting the smoke with the T key that I continuously do it when I switch over to the Belfast. So, but anyway, I am shooting at the Graf Spee right now. Sorry, Graf Spee. Anyway, with armor-piercing ammo, as you can see. And again, like I said, the Belfast has good armor-piercing ammo. But the problem, of course, is I'm shooting at a Graf Spee that's reasonably well angled, so I'm not going to do that much damage. Oh, and now, since I've got the enemy Kiev spotted, I'm going to shoot at him instead. Or her? Well, okay, I'm going to shoot at the Kiev. Let's put it that way. Now, the Kiev goes ahead and smokes up, which is a perfectly sensible thing for it to do, but the Belfast has radar. And I'm going to go ahead and just open up on this Kiev. And there we go. Get the kill. So, we got the Graf Spee still hit up out there, and fortunately I got out of the way of some some friendly torpedoes that were coming in. But now, if you notice, there's also some enemy torpedoes coming through, and I set the Graf Spee on fire with some blind shooting. And right now, I'm just sitting here thinking, ah, crap, I've run aground, I've got the Graf Spee, and I've got that Emerald back there just shooting at me, and I'm going to be in bad shape here if things don't go well. And of course, I've got the Graf Spee swinging around, giving me his broadside, and I do not have AP loaded. I should have been ready for that. But then again, I wasn't really expecting the Graf Spee to turn around and give me his broadside. So you know what? I'll just go ahead and pound him with the HE. So I take a few more hits from the Emerald. I took some hits from the Graf Spee, and I'm down now to about a third of my overall health, of my total health. and I've got 2 kills. I've done about 90 hits, I set a few fires. So overall, so far, not too shabby. Oh, and then look at that. The enemy emerald pops up. And, of course, I've got armor piercing loaded, and he's at a bad angle. So, World of Warships really rewards you for making wise choices with your ammunition types. But unfortunately, well, despite those good hits I just got on the emerald with the armor piercing, unfortunately, this match, I just seem to always have the wrong kind of ammo loaded at the wrong time. So, anyway, there's an emerald hiding in the smoke screen up there. There is a friendly New Mexico right behind me. I don't know why he's coming all the way over here, because we have cleaned this side of the map out. And if you take a look in the E5 square, you'll see that there are 2 battleships and a cruiser pushing on our base. And in addition, up in C1, there's another cruiser pushing on the base, and yet this New Mexico is coming this way. All right, you know what? Might be a method to his madness. I don't know. He might be coming to help because he saw the fight going on down here, but it's just a little too late. The only thing left down here is this Sims who's on a sliver of health, and he won't be for long. Our Omaha actually does form, so good on the Omaha. Tier 5 gets a kill. So, again, I'm looking at the mini-map, and I'm thinking, all right, need to go back to base and take care of that. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and speed up the replay a little bit while I'm doing this, because it's going to be a little while before anything exciting happens. So, if things are a little twitchy for the next few seconds, that's because I've got it up to about the 4 times speed. So, I'm going back to base as quickly as I can, and I'm continuously being spotted by aircraft. Our New Mexico, if you take a look, he is following us. And there we go. Slowed it back down for you. And I'm putting some shots in on that enemy New York, who is making the very, very bad decision of going ahead and pushing into the cap. Well, pretty much on his own. So trying to find the range and the lead on this guy. It looks like I'm doing pretty good, but not quite. And he's got a lot of fire going in on him. And there you go. Our Gneisenau takes him out. So there's our Gneisenau. Got the enemy Fiji off in the distance. We got the enemy Pensacola right down there, and now coming in to range is the enemy Dunkirk and the enemy Gneisenau. So we've got 4 ships pressuring our cap, although the Fiji is coming under attack from both of our carriers. So at this point, well, it's up to me to pretty much do anything I can. So we got the Pensacola off at a distance, and I'm trying to get some shots out on him, and I do manage to hit the Dunkirk, even though it's a tricky angle over the island here. But I set a fire on him. But he has not put it out. My damage counter is still ticking up. I am again trying to find the range to this Pensacola, because the idea here is I've got enough HE, I can spam the HE down range and perhaps get some fire set, get that bonus damage, which is exactly what I want to do. Cruisers do not like being on fire. Battleships don't really like being on fire, but it's something that they can live with. So, anyway, I am not spotted at the moment, but again, I've got cruiser, the enemy Pensacola coming into sight, and I've got that Dunkirk coming into sight. So I've switched back to AP, and again, I'm just not really making the best choices with my AP versus my HE. The Pensacola is angled. On the other hand, the armor piercing is actually fairly good. But this is a situation again where I should be lighting, well, different targets up with the HE as opposed to trying to hit just lob armor-piercing shots in there. So I'm hitting the Pensacola, and here we go. Not quite a good salvo there, but he's putting some speed back on, and now he's going to be driving right under my guns. And now I'm getting good hits with the high explosive, and I want to get a fire set on him. Another fire set on him if I can. But he is going to get behind that island, so time to work over this Dunkirk. Now the fire's gone out, but I've just started another one, and he is not putting it out. And now I need to get moving again because I am behind this island here, and it's not going to do me much good. Especially since I do not have an angle to shoot at the Dunkirk. Now the Dunkirk has just put the fires out, so at this point I just want to get shots in there, see if I can't get more fires lit. And I'm watching his guns, and his guns are... He and the guns were swinging this way, but at this point, again, I'm watching them, and it looks like they're turning back the other way, so I'm feeling pretty secure right now where I'm at, because I'm just not going to have to worry about this guy shooting at me. And that's what I wanted. Got to fire amidships. So I'm aiming now more towards its bow, try to get a second fire started, and I sure enough do so. So now I'm going to aim at his bow. Just keep lobbing him in. And the last round that goes in there gets him set on fire. He's down to about 3,500 health. He is just burning, but he's burning merrily. He is not going to be much longer for this game. And sure enough, there he goes. So this is a case where I actually had the right ammo loaded and shooting at the right target. So anyway, got some enemy aircraft coming over here. I'm shooting those guys down, and then you know what? I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, and I run myself aground again. So now that Pensacola off in the distance. Got to work on him. The Gneisenau is down, so I'm going to keep trying to work on the Pensacola, because that's really the only thing I have to shoot at unless I can find the carriers. So we're just going to go ahead and put shots out at distance, and you got to give them a lot of lead because these American cruisers are fairly quick, and they, on the other hand, they do turn fairly well as well. So I get a good shot out there, set them on fire, and I've got dive bombers coming in, and I get lucky because, well, they missed. Again, you have a good game like this, and there's an element of luck involved. So I'm still trying to hit that Pensacola, and he is, well, he's sailing pretty much the way I want him to, which is horizontal to my course, or excuse me, roughly parallel across my line of fire there. Horizontally across my line of fire. Thank you very much. When, there it is, I spot the Ranger. Okay, and he's got dive bombers incoming. And I know this is going to be kind of painful because, again, here they come. And I get set on fire twice, and I consider letting it burn. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, okay, you know what? No, I cannot let that fire burn. It's two fires. If it had been one, I might have been able to wait until the torpedoes got dropped. But no, there we go. So now I'm dealing with this squadron of torpedo bombers that are coming in after me. And I'm trying to get some shots out on the Ranger, long-range shots. But here come the torps. Okay, alrighty. I did get just do touch the torps, and that Ranger has got to be over there just swearing right now because he had me. He thought he had me dead to rights, and frankly, it was the right thing to do was to shoot at me because I'm sitting out of here alone and isolated, and you know what? And I'm running him down. So and now I'm trying to find the range to this Pensacola, get a couple of hits, but I'm trying to lob those shots in. He puts the fire that I saw burning out. So he must have taken that from the dive bombers because I don't think it was me. And again, I'm just trying to get the shots in there, and this last salvo looks good because right now the Pensacola is a slightly more dangerous target, and yep, take him down. So now, take some hits from him because, yep, and that's what I was afraid of. I'm down to a sliver of health, but on the other hand, I have the range to the Ranger. I just gotta get the shots in on target, and all I really need to do is set him on fire. And if I can do that, while I'm consistently hitting him with the HE, which, again, I've got the right ammo loaded, and he's on fire. I've shot down another aircraft, but I've got dive bombers incoming. I got an in cap on him. I got another fire. And there's the Confederate award. Sure enough, the Ranger puts the fire out. So I just got to keep peppering this guy with the high explosive. I do get a Citadel hit. And there's incoming dive bombers right now, and he's got his torpedo bombers out. So I got to set him on fire, and which is what I'm hoping to do, because if I can do that, yes, that's what I wanted. I set him on fire. Okay, I take light damage. I'm on fire. I repair it immediately. I put some more rounds out at the Ranger. I got the high caliber award coming in. I'm trying to swing around. Here come the enemy torpedoes. Good drop. Kraken unleashed. But, unfortunately, despite the fact he got me just a few seconds before I got him, maybe not even a few seconds, maybe even a second or two before I got him, I did not get the Flesh Wound achievement, which I was really hoping to get. So, well, maybe next time. And with that, post-game stats. So, yeah, not too bad overall. 470,000 credits, 6,000 experience, 1,200 base XP, a Kraken, a high caliber, a Confederate, almost 140,000 damage done, 299 hits, 22 aircraft shot down, which actually surprised me. I didn't think I was putting out that much anti-aircraft fire, but I guess I was. And I completed task 5 for mission series 7, although I'm not sure exactly what that was. So anyway, going on to the team score, well, top of the team with 2,400 base XP, although our Sims didn't do too badly, and neither did a couple of other folks. Again, anything over 1,000 base XP is pretty good. But on the enemy team, the Ranger and the Pensacola both did fairly well. It's just they didn't really get the support they needed from their heavies, particularly their Gneisenau. So, yeah, just a little. I guess just didn't have a very good day. Don't know. So, looking at the damage caused, again, 95,000 from the main battery. Of that, 75,000 was from HE shells, and 18,000 from armor piercing. But like I said, seemed like I kept having the wrong kind of shells loaded each time. But fires, 45,000 fire damage. So. Again, no complaints about that. And again, going back to the actual detailed breakdown after getting the modifiers and everything and paying for the repairs, 426,000 credits of profit, which is not too shabby, and 7,200 XP to the commander. So yeah, the Belfast. I have to say, I am really happy I bought this, I selected this ship when I found out I'd won that contest. But, well, you know what? If there's any drawback to having to have it, it's that I need to remember to hit the Y key for my smoke and not the T key, because I have wasted so many hydro searches. So, with that, yeah. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the replay, and let me know what you think. So I will talk to you later.
Smoke screen set.
Bye.